Welcome back to my channel Whiteboard e-learning. Dear student, today we'll start from a new chapter that is very interesting and simple also, easy also, that is gravitation. And these are our lecture flow. These topics today we will emphasize, that is the universal law of gravitation, you know, and acceleration due to gravity, already you have read about the class 10, and the variations of g, that is acceleration due to gravity, that's also we call the gravitational intensity with altitude and depth of the on the earth and below the earth. So these are the main topic today we'll cover. And now if we just focus on the gravitation, you know, all of us we know gravitations are somehow linked with the falling of apple. What was first observed by Newton, but it is a result of cultivation of science from long centuries ago, and that was the Copernicus. Copernicus first told, no, Earth is not at the center of the solar system. Then the people thought that the Earth is at the center and all the planets are revolving around the Earth. That was first told. Copernicus told it is not true. Earth is revolving around the sun, and that's why he was burned alive. And after all, and then after centuries came, you know, Tycho Brahe. He has spent maximum of his life and money just finding out what is happening actually. Is Earth rotating around the sun or sun is rotating around the Earth? He has given so many ideas, and on this foundation, finally, the Kepler has given 3 laws. You know, these 3 laws are very, very important. And after that, the Newton. And these are the laws. These laws, Kepler's laws, are generally connected with the planetary motions. Is there any relations with the falling of the apple with the planetary motions, what was given by the Kepler? Yes. Finally, Newton, our Newton sir, has found out the relation, that is, we know, gravitational law. Today we'll understand. This is a very important, very elegant, very easy law, and you can understand it very well. First of all, universal law of gravitation. Universal law of gravitation. So universal law of gravitation has a statement. Each and every particle in the universe, each and every body in the universe attract each other with a force. That force is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So this is actually the statement of the universal gravitational law. So if we formulate them, if we just write them, so first of all we will take two bodies of mass m1 and m2, and they are separated by a distance, that is r. We have taken the distance from the center of mass of the two bodies. Now according to the statement, F is proportional to the product of their masses, that is m1 m2, and also it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So square of the distance between them, that is r square. So combining, we can write F is m1 m2 by r square, that is F is equal to g m1 m2 by r square. So this is the mathematical form of universal law of gravitation, where g is known as the universal gravitational constant. Okay, and you can define also what is g. So g is equal to f r square by m1 m2. If we consider r is equal to 1 meter, m1 is equal to m2 is equal to 1 kg, then g is equal to f, that is nothing but force. So what is g? What is the definition of universal gravitational constant? That is nothing but a force. When two masses are 1 kg and they are situated 1 meter apart, then the force acting between the two masses are nothing but the universal gravitational constant. Okay, and what is the unit? Unit will be, you know, it is Newton, r square, that means meter square, kg into kg, so kg to the power minus 2. So unit will be Newton meter square kg to the power minus 2. Now the features, some features. First feature, what is this? This type of force is known as the central force. central force. That means the forces are acting a line joining the center of mass of the two bodies, and that's why it is called central force toward the centers. So the force is not along this direction. Force is not along this direction. Force is always along this direction or this direction. The force is along the line joining the two center of mass. So force, so what is the force here? Suppose force on these two bodies are acting each other. So force on one due to 2, that is the F12. Force on one first mass due to second mass, that is F12. Force on 2, this body is also attracted by the first body. So force on 2 due to 1, that is a F21. And we can also write here F12 is equal to F21. Magnitude, according to magnitude, these two forces are equal, but in opposite direction. So mind it, this is one of the feature of the universal law of gravitational mathematical form. Number 3, always be attractive in nature. We know two charges, if they are opposite in nature, then they will attract. If the charges are same in nature, they will repel. But here always the masses will be attractive in nature. And number 4, the law, always the forces are proportional to 1 by r square. That is called inverse square law. Number 5, that is universal. Universal. That means it doesn't depend on medium. If these two masses are kept in water, then what will be the force? It will not differ if they are kept in the air, if they are kept in the vacuum. So it doesn't matter what medium you have taken. So that's why it does not depend on the medium. So this is universal. Okay, so these are the features, and of course this law of gravitation we follow for the point objects. For heavier objects, we'll consider the center of mass of the body. Then they will come to consideration that they will be a point object. Okay, so now we'll go to the acceleration due to gravity. So before that, we'll solve one numerical problem. Suppose we're giving number 1 numerical problem. These are two identical mass. They are touching each other. So these are identical mass, identical body mass, and they are separated by a distance that is r. Okay. The force in between the two bodies, number 1 options I am giving you. It is proportional to 1 by r square. It is proportional to r square. It is proportional to 1 by r to the power 4. It is proportional to 1 by r to. It is proportional to r to the power 4. Okay. So these are the given parameters. So what are given? Two bodies of equal mass and uniform bodies they have given, and radius of the bodies are r and r smaller, and they are touching each other. Then what will be the nature of force? It will be 1 by r square, 1 by r to the power 4. Then first of all, in your mind it will come, the answer will be 1 by r square, but not, it will not be the answer. Here you have to consider first of all the universal law of gravitation, that is F is equal to G m1 m2 by r square. Here this mass you have to consider the point mass. That's why we know there is a formula, m is equal to rho v. Rho is equal to m by v. So m is equal to rho into v. Here rho is equal to 4/3 pi r cube. So instead of v we can write that is the volume of the sphere, and rho, that is the material density by which it is made up, and they are equal, I have told you, uniform. So G m1 means rho 4/3 pi r cube, into rho 4/3 pi r cube and r square, that is the distance in between them, that is 2r whole square. Then it will be g rho 4/3 pi square r to the power 6 by 4 r square. Then remaining things we consider constant, and we'll just find out the nature, that is how it depends on r. Then it will be g rho 4/3 pi square r to the power 4. So this is, so here f is, if we consider this is a constant for this case, so f is proportional to r to the power 4. Then answer will be r to the power 4. Okay, so choose sincerely. Now we'll go to the next part, that is acceleration due to gravity, denoted by g, and value is 9.8 meter per second square. Sometimes we'll take, for our simplicity, for our easy calculation, 10 meter per second square, but unless and until it is not given 9, 10, don't take it 10. What is given, take it always. So it is correct to take, that is 9 point, it is legal to take 9.8 meter per second square. 0.2 meter per second change means huge level of change for the case of a acceleration due to gravity. And acceleration due to gravity also known as the gravitational field intensity. Now we'll find out the formula relating to the acceleration due to gravity. We'll draw earth, and that is the center of the earth, and we are taking a man. It is not actually on the earth, it is suppose on the multi-story building or somewhere above the earth. So now what is the distance between them? Suppose this distance will be r. Okay, and the mass of the earth we have taken capital M, and mass of the man we have taken small m. Then we can write according to the universal law of gravitation, that is F. So they will attract each other, these two masses, that is the earth and the man. Earth, we can this earth, we can extended body, we can take it, we assume it as a point object of mass m. Then the force in between them will be g capital M small m by r square. Number 2, this mass will be accelerated. This mass will be accelerated if we free fall. If there is a free fall, then it will be accelerated towards the earth center. Then according to the second law of Newton's second law of motion, we can write F is equal to ma, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Here acceleration will be F is equal to mg. So these two equations, if we just equate, we can write capital G capital M small m r square is equal to mg. So mm will vanish. Now g is equal to gm by r square. So this is very important relation relating small g and capital G. And here you can see this acceleration due to gravity, which is actually called the gravitational field intensity, which is depends on g, depends on capital M. So here capital M is constant, G is also constant, so it depends on capital R here. So if R is increased, then acceleration due to gravity will be decreased. So if you go above the earth, then acceleration due to gravity will be decreased. If you go deep into the earth, then also acceleration due to gravity will decrease. There is a great importance of this formula. You can see in this expression small m, that is the mass of the man, has not been included. That means the body's acceleration due to gravity does not depend on the mass of the body which is falling down. And how you have got the value 9.8? Yes, you will get the value, just you will get this 9.8 just putting the values. We know what is the value of G, that is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square kg to the power minus 2, and you also know m, the mass of the earth, that is approximately 6 into 10 to the power 24 heavy mass kg, and you know radius of the earth, that is known as 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. If you put all these values here, you will get g approximately 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, so this value actually is value only for where r is equal to capital R. Here you can see this is capital R, that is the radius of the earth. So if it is r, so this distance when the man is on the earth, that is the distance in between the two bodies will be r is equal to capital R, then it will be 9.8 meter per second square. So this acceleration due to gravity's value will be g 9.8 meter per second square on the surface of the earth. But you know our earth is not a perfect sphere. Somehow these portions will be depressed and these two parts, that is the equator parts, are flattened. That's why the values of g, that is the distance from the man, each and every portions of the earth is not constant. Somehow it will be lesser, somehow it will be greater. That's why g is approximately, we have taken on the surface of the earth is 9.8 meter per second square, but it will vary depending on the positions of the body. So now this g will go to the keeping this formula in our mind, we'll go to the next position, that is variations of g with the altitude and depth. Now we'll emphasis on the third part of our discussion, that is variation of g with altitude, with depth, with rotation of earth. Okay, so I'm just drawing here, this is the earth and here this is the center and the radius we have taken, that is capital R. And we know at this point on the earth, if we consider the earth is a spherical, a perfect sphere, then each and every point on the earth acceleration due to gravity will be constant, and that formula, that is the value we have found out few minutes ago, that is capital G capital M, where M is the mass of the earth and R is the radius of the earth, r square. G is equal to gm by r square. So this formula we will apply here. So first of all, A, that is with altitude. Now we have kept our body some height, that is suppose h from the earth's surface. Okay, so we have placed one body here from the earth's surface, the height of the body where we have kept the body, that is small h. So now we can write g is equal to gm by r square. This formula we can write for the case of a body when it is placed on the earth's surface. Okay, and at the same time we know if we keep the body here, so acceleration due to gravity will be decreased. We know the previous formula, g is equal to gm by r square. If r increased, then g decreased. So here the r is increased, so g will be decreased. So decreased g will indicate by g dashed. So it will be gm by r plus h whole square. So this is our two equation. Okay, now just divide g dashed by g. So we get g dashed by g is equal to gm r plus h whole square by gm r square. Then it will be r square by r plus h whole square. So finally we will get g dashed is equal to g r square by r plus h whole square. So this is the formula. When this h is the height from the earth where the body is placed, is comparable the distance with the distance, that is the earth radius is comparable with the earth radius, that is suppose it is 2000 kilometer, 3000 kilometer, okay, 1000 kilometer, so then it will be comparable with the 6400 kilometer. But it is very, very small, suppose 100 meter, 200 meter, 300 meter, 400 meter, 700 meter, then with respect to the r, with respect to capital R, the h is very small. For that case, we'll consider this formula h is very less than r, and then this formula will be modified. Then it will be, if we modify the formula, suppose here g dash is equal to g r square by, take common r, 1 plus h by r whole square, that is r square. Now g dash is equal to r square will cut, so g by g 1 plus h by r whole to the power minus 2, so it is g 1 plus, so minus 2 will come here, minus 2 h by r, that is g dash, where we know the formula 1 plus x whole to the power minus n, so it will be 1 minus nx. By binomial theorem we can write that. When h is very small, then the power will come here 1 minus 2h by r. So formula here we will write, when h is very less than r, then formula is g dash is g 1 minus 2h by r. Okay, but when h is comparable with, h is comparable with r, then we can write this formula. When h is very small with respect to r, then we have to write this formula. Okay, mind it. So each and every case the formula will change, and according to that answer will come out. So I'll give you one numerical problem on that and tell me which formula do you use. Now dear student, according to the theory, I have written one numerical problem, that is a body weighs 63 Newton on the surface of the earth. What is the gravitational force on it due to earth at height equal to the half of the radius of the earth? Earth radius is given 6.00 kilometer. Now tell me dear student, which formula do we use here? First one or second one? Here you can see the height, what is given here, height, that is the half of the radius of the earth. That means here height is comparable with the radius of the earth. H is not less than smaller, h is not less than r. So that's why the first formula we'll use. We have told you this formula we will use here when h is less than r. When h is comparable with r, then we'll write g dash is equal to g r square r plus h whole square. So now the formula we'll use here, g dash is equal to g r square r plus h whole square. Here it is written h is equal to r by 2. So we'll write here g r square by r plus h is equal to r by 2 whole square. So it will be g 3r by 2 whole square. So it will be g r square into 4 by 9 r square. So it will be 4 by 9 g. Now the answer we have to give, that is the, what is the gravitational force? So gravitational acceleration we have got. So now g dash is equal to 4 by 9 g. So multiply both side m. So it will be mg dash is equal to 4 by 9 mg. But mg is given here 63 Newton. So 4 by 9 into 63, 7, so 28 Newton. So answer will be 28 Newton. Dear students, don't apply this formula. When you apply this formula, then your answer will be incorrect. So now we'll go to the next topic with this, with depth. How the acceleration due to gravity varies with the depth when we go deep into the earth. We have drawn the earth, and we also know, first of all, at the surface of the earth, g is equal to gm by r square, where m is the mass of earth and r is the radius of the earth. Okay, now the body we have kept below the earth's surface, suppose here. Okay, suppose we have put the body d depth from the surface of the earth. Okay, so this distance will be from the center r minus d. Okay, so now we'll consider the sphere. Now we'll consider this sphere, that is r minus d. We'll just describe one sphere of radius r minus d, and we'll consider the body is on the surface of the sphere, the surface of the imaginary sphere, and for that the remaining surface. Now there is a question. The formula will be, what will be the acceleration due to gravity here, and we'll consider that will be suppose g dashed, and this g dashed will be different, it will be less than the g increased, so it will be g m by r minus d whole square. No, it will not be the formula, because m also we have to reconsider. The whole mass will not consider for here. Here you can see this portion act as a cell for the case of this body mass. And actually for the case of a cell, if we put any body here and it is a cell, so hollow sphere, so this is a formula of hollow sphere, and if we put a body here, actually no acceleration due to gravity, that is actually called the gravitational field intensity will be 0, that is g will be 0 here for the case of this cell. Then the acceleration to gravity due to this sphere will be applicable, but for the case of the cell will not be applicable. So that's why we will just neglect the cell. Now we will neglect the cell. Okay, so we are neglecting the cell, and for that case we will modify our formula, that is g is equal to m, we have to modify, that is 4/3 pi r cube, that is the volume, m is nothing but the volume into density, that is rho. If we consider it is uniform density is earth, then we can apply that. Now r square, so we can write g 4/3 pi r rho. Okay, now this formula will be applied here. G dash will be g 4/3 pi r minus d. So this is the for the whole radius, g will be for the whole radius. Now the body is on the surface of the sphere whose radius is r minus d, so r minus d into rho. Okay, so this is number 2, this is suppose number 1. Now 2 divided by 1, then we will get g dashed by g is equal to g 4/3 pi r minus d rho. Now this is g 4/3 pi r rho. So now it will be only g dashed by g is equal to r minus d minus by r. So g dashed will be g into 1 minus d by r. Okay, understood? So this is the formula. So here important thing is that when you go deeper into the earth, the whole mass will not give you, whole mass will not consider for the case of the acceleration due to gravity. For that case we have to consider the whole earth into 2 parts. One part, that is the part r minus d, that is the sphere of radius r minus d, and the remaining part we have to consider as cell. For the case of that cell, where the body is inside the cell, then there will be no influence of acceleration due to gravity due to the cell. So that's why we neglect the cell. Okay, so the formula will be g dash is equal to g 1 minus d by r. So what formula, if we compare previous formula we have got, if we just g double dash here, g 1 minus 2h by r. Upward in the earth, if we go above on the earth, then the formula is 1 minus 2h by r. If we go down in the earth, into the earth, then minus d by r. So acceleration due to gravity will be decreased faster for the case of above direction. We have covered the topic. Now there is a left, one thing has been left, that is if the rotation, if earth is, and you know acceleration due to gravity also changes when earth rotates around the actually due to the spin of the earth. So here also acceleration due to gravity changes. And now what is the acceleration due to gravity? That is g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. It will differ. It will be changes. If suppose earth is rotating now, what is the acceleration? Now the rotation accelerates, the rotation, that is the angular rotation is omega. If it is 17 omega, suppose the spin has been increased of the earth, now it is 17 omega, then actually the g on the earth, that will be 0. That means will flies away, will not keep on the earth, will not stay on the earth's surface. All the bodies on the earth's surface will go away from the earth and vanish in the universe. So obviously the acceleration, obviously the rotation of the earth, the speed of the rotation of the earth, that is the rotation, that is the angular velocity of the earth, also depends, also determines the acceleration due to gravity, that is g. Now we will find out that. Dear student, we have drawn the earth surface and we have taken one body on the earth surface at this position, and this position is defined as the latitude, that is theta. What is latitude? Latitude is the angle made by the line joining to the center of the earth to the center of the mass of the body with the equatorial plane. So this is the equatorial plane and the body makes an angle, that is theta. So latitude of this place is theta. And latitude of the place for the case of equatorial plane, equatorial point will be 0, theta will be 0, and for the case of the pole it will be 90 degree. Okay, now we'll find out what is the impact if it rotates. It is rotating with an angular velocity, that is omega. Now we have placed one body, the body mass of the body is m. Okay, now you know this body will be attracted towards the earth, and that is the force mg. We know this is attracted, and at the same time the body is rotating. Body is rotating, you know this body is on the earth surface, earth is rotating, body also rotates, and it is a circular motion, and due to the circular motion there will be a centrifugal force. Due to the centrifugal force, the one force will be applied on the body, that is mv square by r. That is r here, the distance from the body from the axis, that is r. So now it will be m v is equal to omega r, so it will be omega square r. Okay, now we can see if it is theta, then it will be also theta. So this force is acting towards that direction, this direction. So now what will be the component of this force according to this direction? That will be m omega square r cos theta. So you can see clearly the body is attracting towards the center of the earth with a force, that is mg. At the same time body is repelled from the earth with the same line of axis, same line and opposite direction with a force, this direction. So this is tug of war between the two forces, and so that's why total force on the resultant force on the body, that will be mg lambda is equal to mg minus the opposite force m omega square r cos theta. Now from this figure you can see, from this figure, from this triangle, you can understand r by r is equal to cos theta. R this r by that r. If it is r, the radius of the earth, so it will be also radius of the earth. This thing also radius of the earth. So r by r, it will be cos theta. So r is equal to r cos theta. Okay, understood? So we'll apply here mg minus m omega square. In the place of r, we'll write r cos theta. One cos theta, here also extra cos theta. So cos square theta. Now we'll take common mg, that is 1 minus m omega square r by g, omega square r by g into cos theta. If we take common mg, then mg minus 1 minus the value of omega square r by g, we just put the value of omega, value of r, value of g, it will come out as 1 by 289. Then it will be cos square theta, it will be cos square theta by 289. So this is the formula mg lambda. So g lambda is equal to g1 minus cos square theta by 289. So I have told you, if we find out the acceleration due to gravity due to the rotation at this point, so what is the latitude of this point? Theta will be here 0 degree. So theta is equal to 0 degree. If we put in this formula g equator, it will be g1 minus cos square theta. Cos 0 is 1, 289. So it will be 288 by 289. And if it is theta 90 degree, that means if it is the pole, g lambda, here theta will be, so in the place of lambda we can write here theta, okay, g theta, here g theta. So if we write theta is equal to 90 degree, then g90 is equal to g1 minus cos 90 is 0 by 289 is equal to, value of cos 90 is equal to 0, so g90 is equal to g. So it will not alter at the pole, at the equator it will be less, it will be 2g288 by 289. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. If you think video is helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe my channel for next upcoming videos.